Hi, welcome to the channel. Today is the third day of the seventh chapter, that is, manage your environment. Let's start. John's environmental pattern leaves him refreshed, gives him ideas, tunes up his thinking. He's like an athlete being fed a stick. Milton's environmental pattern leaves him psychologically starved. His thinking mechanism is impaired. He is like an athlete being fed candy and beer. John and Milton may be on the same level today, but there will gradually be a wide gap between them in the months ahead, with John in the lead position. Casual observations will say, well, I guess John was more on the ball than Milton. But those of us who know will explain that much of the difference in job performance is the result of the difference in the mind food consumed by the two fellows. Every farmer in the corn belt knows that if he puts plenty of fertilizer with his corn, he is going to get a bigger yield. Thinking too must be given additional nourishment if we want to get better results. My wife and I, along with five other couples, spent a wonderful evening last month as guests of a department store executive and his wife. My wife and I lingered just a little longer than the others, so I had a chance to ask our host, whom I know well, a question that had been in my mind all evening. This was really a wonderful evening. I said, but I am puzzled about one thing. I would expected to meet mainly other retailing executives here tonight, but your guests all represented different fields. There was a writer, a doctor, an engineer, an accountant, and a teacher. He smiled and said, well, we often do entertain retailing people, but Helen and I find it's very refreshing to mix with people who do something else for a living. I am afraid if we confined our entertaining two people who have only interesting similar or to our own, we would find ourselves in the old well known rut. Besides, he went on, people are my business. Every day, thousands of people of every occupational group imaginable visit our store. The more I can learn about other people, their ideas, interests, viewpoints, the better job I can do in giving them the merchandise and service they want and will buy. Here are a few simple do's to help make your social environment first class. Number one, do circulate in new groups. Restricting your social environment to the same small group produces boredom, dullness, dissatisfaction, and equally important, remember that your success building program requires that you become an expert in understanding people. Trying to learn all there is to know about people by studying one small group is like trying to master mathematics by reading one short book. Make new friends, join new organizations, enlarge your social orbit, then do variety in people, like variety in anything else. Adds spice to life and gives it a broader dimension. It's good mind food. Number two, do select friends who have views different from your own. In this modern age, the narrow individual has much future. responsibility, and positions of importance gravitate to the person who is able to see both sides. If you are a Republican, make sure you have some friends who are Democrats and vice versa. Get to know people of different religious faiths, associate with opposites, but just be sure they are persons with real potential. Number three, do select friends who stand above petty, unimportant things. Folks who are more concerned with the square footage of your home or the appliances you have or don't have than with your ideas and your conversation, and are inclined to be petty. Guard your psychological environment. Select friends who are interested in positive things, friends who really do want to see you succeed. Find friends who breathe encouragement into your plans and ideals. If you select petty thinkers as your close friends, you will gradually develop into a petty thinker for yourself. We are a poison conscious nation, body poison that is. Every restaurateur is on guard against food poisoning. Just a couple of cases of it, and his patrons won't come near his place. We have got tons of laws to protect the public against hundreds of body poisons. We put or should put poisons on the top shelves so the kids can't reach them. We go to any extreme to avoid body poison, and it's good that we do. But there's another type of poison, perhaps a little more insidious through poison, insidious thought poison, commonly called gossip. Thought poison differs from body poison in two ways. It affects the mind, not the body, and is more subtle. The person being poisoned usually doesn't know it. The thought poison is subtle, but it accomplishes big things. It reduces the size of our thinking by forcing us to concentrate on petty, unimportant things. It wraps and twists our thinking about people because it is based on a distortion of facts, and it creates a guilt feeling in us that shows through when we meet the person we have gossiped about. Thought poison is 0% right thinking, it is 100% wrong thinking. And contrary to lots of opinion, women have no exclusive franchise on gossip. Every day, many men too live in a partially poisoned environment. Every day, thousands of gossip fests stacked by men take place on such topics as the boss, marital or financial problems, bills, politicking to get ahead in business, the probability of John being transferred, the reasons for special favors being awarded to Tom, and why they brought in that new man. Gossiping does goes something like this. Say, I just heard. No, why? Well, it doesn't surprise me. He had it coming to him. Of course, this is confidential. Conversation is a big part of our psychological environment. Some conversation is healthy. It encourages you. It makes you feel like you are taking a walk in the warm sunshine of a spring day. Some conversation makes you feel like a winner, but other conversation is more like walking through a poisonous radioactive cloud. It chokes you, it makes you feel ill, it turns you into a loser. Gossip is just negative conversation about people, and the victim of thought poison begins to think he enjoys it. He seems to get a form of poisoned joy from talking negatively about others, not knowing that two successful people he is becoming increasingly unlikable and unreliable. One of these thought poison addicts walked into a conversation some friends and I were having about Benjamin Franklin. As soon as Mr. Clois I learned the topic of our chat, he came through with choice bits about Franklin's personal life in a negative way. Perhaps it's true that Franklin was a character in some ways and he might have made the scandal. Magazines had they been around in the 18th century. But the point is, Benjamin Franklin's personal life had no bearing on the discussion at hand, and I couldn't help being glad that we weren't discussing somebody whom we knew intimately. Talk about people, yes, but stay on the positive side. Let's make one point clear. All conversation is not gossip, bull session, shop talk, and just backing the breeze that are necessary at times. They serve a good purpose when they are constructive. You can test your fondness to be a gossiper by taking this test. Number one, do I spread rumors about other people? 2. Do I remember have good things to say about others? 3. Do I like to hear reports of scandal? 4. Do I judge others only on the basis of facts? 5. Do I encourage others to bring their rumors to me? 6. Do I precede my conversation with don't tell anybody? 7. Do I keep confidential information confidential? 8. Do I feel guilty about what I say concerning other people? The right answers are obvious. Meditate on this thought for just a moment. Talking an axe, taking an axe and chopping your neighbor's furniture two pieces won't make your furniture look one bit better. And using verbal access and grenades on another person don't do one thing to make you a better you or me a better me. Go first class. That is an excellent role to follow in everything you do, including the goods and services you buy. Once to prove the unconditional truth of the first class thinking, I asked a group of trainees to give one example of how they had been penny wise and pound foolish. Here are some sample replies. I bought a low priced suit from an offbeat retailer. Thought I got a bargain, but the suit was simply not no good. My car needed a new automatic transmission. Took it to an alley garage, which agreed to do the job for $25 less than an authorized dealer. The new transmission lasted 1800 miles and the garage won't make it right. For months I ate at a real greasy spoon trying to save money. The place was clean, the food was good, the service well. You couldn't call it that, and the clientele was a bunch of down at healers. One day, a friend persuaded me to join him for a lunch at one of the best restaurants in town. He ordered the businessman's lunch, so I did too. I was amazed at what I got: good food, good service, good atmosphere, and for just a little more than I had been paying at the greasy spoon, I learned a big lesson. There were many other replies. One fellow reported that he got in trouble with the Bureau of Internal Revenue because he used a bargain. He and he used a bargain accountant. Another went to a cut rate doctor and later learned he had received a completely wrong diagnosis. Others related the cost of going second class in home repairs, hotels, and other goods and services. Of course, I have heard the argument many times, but I can't afford to go first class. The simplest answer is you cannot afford to go any other way. Certainly, in the long run, going first class actually costs you less than going second class. Then, too, it's better to have fewer things and have quality than to have many things and have junk. It's better, for example, to have one really good pair of shoes than to have three pairs of second class shoes. People rate you for quality, often subconsciously perhaps. Develop an instinct for quality. It pays and costs no more, often costs less than second class. Make your environment make you successful. Number one, be environment conscious, just as body diet makes the body, mind diet makes the mind. Two, make your environment work for you, not against you. Don't let suppressive forces, the negative, you can't do it people, make you think defeat. Three, don't let small thinking people hold you back. Jealous people want to see you stumble. Don't give them that satisfaction. 4. Get your advice from successful people. Your future is important. Never risk it with freelance advisors who are living failures. 4. Get plenty of psychological sunshine. Circulate in new groups. Discover new and stimulating things to do. 6. Throw thought poison out of your environment. Avoid gossip, talking about people, but stay on the positive side. 7. Go first class in everything you do. You can't afford to go any other way. And today is the end of the seventh chapter, that is manage your environment. We will start in the next session or eighth chapter, that is make your attitudes your allies. If you are new on the channel, subscribe the channel and press bell icon so that you will get notification about the new video upload. Don't forget to like and share. Thank you.